Hey guys, welcome to the nest. I am so glad that you're here with me today. I figured it was probably just about time that I told you a little bit about my story. So now, everyone say hi to Jolie. Hi Jolie. So, when it comes to my story, really I gotta think, where should I begin? I guess I can say the best thing to start with is I wish I was now where I was in high school. When in high school, I was such an idiot to think that I was so large and so overweight that then I thought I looked like what I look like now. Silly Raven. See, if only I had appreciated what I was then instead of what it is that I was to become. Now, what I became after high school was a much larger woman. I think my highest weight that I ever reached was 375-ish pounds. So being nearly 400 pounds and only 5'4", it was very, very difficult. I had to do things like double seatbelts in airplanes, pass up roller coaster rides with the family, flattened all my shoes I ever tried to wear. A lot of anxiety about clothes shopping, which I still carry a lot of depression and anxiety about clothes shopping. I mean, I'm still large, but not as large as I used to be. And came a lot of medical problems. I was pre-diabetic, had trouble breathing, couldn't stay awake to save my life, play with my kid. So, things were not looking so good. I was not so healthy. And I think my health was taking such a toll on me. I don't really know how much time I had left. So one day, my son comes home. He's pretty small at the time. And out of the blue, he just says, for no particular reason, "Mom, I don't want you to die." That will kill a mom's heart every time. So, what am I to do at this point? I mean, I don't want to die either. I have life to live. I have a son to raise. I have a husband to grow old with. What do I do? This is late 2009. I literally do the snot-nosed, ugly face, can't breathe, bottom lip sucking, crying, fall on my face, ask for help from God. I was only just finding my relationship with God at that point. So I said, if you're really there, if you really care, save me. I don't want to die. And he did. He sent me to Babes. So, in January of 2010, I started in a class called Babes. That stands for beautiful, accountable babes exercising sensibility. This was a 12-week, women-only weight loss and exercise course. This was a game changer for me. This set me on a whole new path for life. What I did was, first of all, meet a bunch of women, which for me was definitely something different, because I didn't like people. I didn't even like myself. How could I like other people? And women and I definitely, we weren't getting along. Again, my issue, not theirs. So, what was I going to do in this class full of women, especially at the large size that I was? The next thing it did was bring me mentors. Again, in the form of women. Who knew? This was definitely something different for me. My life was already changing. In this first 12 weeks of Babes, I learned to let down some of my barriers. I learned to trust in God, and I built a whole new relationship there. I learned that women weren't the problem. I was the problem. I lost almost 50 pounds in my first 12 weeks. And I gained female friendships that I never before would have dreamed of having. This was good. And I was going to go back for a second 12 weeks. And go back I did. I was hooked at this point. I mean, how could I not be? I was having success. I was losing weight. So 2010 was my year, and it was very, very successful. So 2010, 2011, 2012, I mean, at some point, the leaders kind of fell off. And I don't really know how this happened, but I became the leader of Babes. Now, I have social anxiety. Well, I have anxiety in general, but I have huge social anxiety. And I especially have trouble standing up in front of people. Whew. So to teach a whole class, trying to figure out how that even happened. And to this day, I don't know exactly when or how, but I ended up taking over this group and teaching it and loving it. I was meeting women from everywhere, all shapes, all sizes. They were beautiful, every single one of them. I was gaining relationships. I was learning lessons. I was teaching, having memories. It was more than I could ask for. So I was on a whole nother journey. Again. Now, I did find myself at the lowest I weighed in was 245, I do believe. So I still had quite a ways to go to reach my ultimate goal of 199. But at some point, I think I got too cocky, fell off the wagon, and I gained about 40 and started hitting around 280, 285. But I was sticking right around there. And I wasn't too terribly scared, even though I was, but I wasn't. And I think it was because I knew that if I just hunkered down and went with the program, I'd be fine. So I just kept going. Then it came time for me not to lead Babes anymore. Life was starting to change. I was changing. Things were changing in my life. Because then came 2017, 2018, and 2019. And man, those years hit me as if I was the main mean girl.
Yeah, so don't try to act so innocent. You can take that fake apology and shove it right up your hairy...
So if we simply just start with 2017, that's when I was training for my very first full marathon. Up to this point, I have already completed so many half marathons. I mean, that's a whole nother story. My running story is a whole nother story, which I can tell you about if you want. But at this point, I had completed, 17 of them, 18 of them. And now I was going to be doing my very first full. So I was training for it, going more miles than I'd ever gone before. And my foot started hurting in July. Wouldn't stop hurting. In fact, after one training session, my husband actually had to help me out of my car and into the house because my foot was hurting so bad there was no give. But I kept training. They did an x-ray and said, your foot's fine. Let's just wear a walking shoe and see how it feels. A couple weeks, it's not fine. So they do an MRI and they say, uh-oh, guess what? Your foot actually has a stress fracture. And I say, stress fracture? What is that? That's a fancy way of saying your foot is broken. Oh my, foot is broken? What does that mean? You have to wear a boot for the next 8 weeks. No running, no walking, no anything. What? All of this for nothing. Great. Now what do? Thankfully, I still went to boot camp. I was allowed to. And boot camp was so amazing. They actually did the exercises for me in a way that I could be accommodated with my boot on. And at the end, they asked to keep my boot as a trophy or a valuable lesson. I'm not sure. But that's where it ended up. 2017 also, my husband started having some leg issues. Kind of serious, but not too much. Weren't sure really what it was about. But his legs started bothering him a lot. We didn't know this was the beginning of something way bigger. And I started realizing that Babes was something that I couldn't contain anymore. I had to start looking for a new leader. I had to get out of the game. It was a very difficult decision. I love those women and I love that class. But I was being led into something else. And again, I had no idea how big it was going to be. So, after 8 weeks in a boot, I'm trying to get back into fitness, into anything really. I got into the boot in October. That's how long it took for me to actually go see the doctor and stop training on it. Not a very smart move. Wore the boot for 8 weeks. Tried to figure out exactly what it is that I was going to do afterward. How to get my fitness back. I had gained some weight, but I thought I could take it off. Going to boot camp, it was working, but my foot just wasn't working right. I still was having some pain. Moving on into 2018, I had been for many, many years suffering severe female pain. I know every woman says that, but mine was extremely severe. W over, take you out kind of pain. Severe. So I went up to the lady doctor and they were like, we can take it out. And I said, yes, please, take it out. So 2018, July again, that seems to be my crazy month. We had a hysterectomy. They went in there and said it was endometriosis like we thought, and it was way worse than we thought. In fact, it was one of the worst cases we have ever seen. I don't do anything halfway, guys, ever. So I'm healing up from that when my husband comes home from work and says, I can't walk anymore. Can't do my job. What? What do you mean? What does that mean? What are we talking about? So, now what? This begins our life in doctors' waiting rooms for the next couple of years. It's 2020, and this is the first time that we haven't been living in the doctor's office. It's crazy. So yes, in 2018, while I'm healing, my husband goes and he finds out that he has blood clot in his leg, and he has an embolism also. So, an aortic embolism, nonetheless. We don't do anything halfway in our household. So we're like, oh my gosh, this seems like an emergency. And then it starts becoming emergency doctor this, emergency doctor that, get there, get there, get there. Plus, oh yeah, Raven, you need to heal up. Oh yeah, and your foot still hurts. Figure that out. Okay, I can do this. I got this. Well, come to find out that his blood clot is pretty good, but his embolism is pretty small. It doesn't need attention right now. That's a good thing. All right, so what do we do about the legs? A stent. Okay, but hold up. It wasn't that easy. No, never is. First it was, let's try physical therapy. Let's try, I don't know. What else did they want? I don't even remember. You hear Briar? He's trying to ruin all my story. Okay, so eventually we get to a stent placement. Get that done. In August. He feeling pretty good. And all throughout September. And he gets back to work. October. I'm starting to go, yeah, okay, let's start working. Okay, yeah, let's start working on me. I'm going to start getting this going. Let's get my fitness level back because, again, I have gained some more weight. Healing up from my foot, healing up from my surgery, and now it's time. It's time. I'm just keep ballooning, so now it's time. But then my husband comes home and says, my leg's at it again. I can't walk. I can't work. What? So yes, we're back at it again. Doctors, ERs, specialists. It's neuropathy. It's your back. It's a bulging disc. We'll fix it. Here's a shot. We can't fix it. Surgery. No surgery. What do we do? Neuropathy. Scans. MRIs. In the meanwhile, I'm still working, getting 2 jobs, because I have to. Somebody has to keep the house afloat. So, I'm ignoring my nutrition. I'm ignoring my fitness. I'm working 2 jobs. Got me a night job, cleaning businesses. Got me a full daytime job, which I love, but now I'm tired all the time. And I'm expanding. I'm growing, getting heavier. 280, 290, 300, 305, up and up and up and up we go. I'm trying to help my husband the best that I can. This, by the way, is no way his fault, but nobody can tell him what's wrong. So I'm just trying to hold on. Hold on. Ignoring myself. What else do I got? So, then finally, we find a smart doctor who says, let's check his legs again. Guess what? They're clotted again. Imagine that. Now we need 3 more stents and a hernia surgery. So, while we're trying to figure all that stuff out, I am still ignoring myself. Here I am. It's 2019. My husband's seen so many doctors and so many specialists, and we have lived in so many doctors' offices, and he's had plenty of surgeries to last us forever. Mid-2019, I'm actually in a comfortable position in my daytime job, you know, the one that I like, that I can actually quit my nighttime job. Yes. But guess what? I don't go back to paying attention to myself. Not in any way. In fact, I have fallen so far off the wagon that I'm miles behind it, and I can't see it anymore. I have ignored myself for so long. I've ballooned so large. And I've lost so much at this point. I don't even know what to do. I've lost babes. Hurt my foot enough that I'm having trouble doing races anymore. I can't barely exercise because I'm too fat. I don't eat healthy. How do I find myself again? '17, '18, and '19 have sucked. It's no one's fault. Stuff just happened. I quit paying attention to myself. Sometimes life can really grab you, you know? But somewhere towards the end of 2019, I decided I'm done. This has got to go. It's time for me to start paying attention to me. That's right, I'm going to get myself back. 2020 is going to be my year. Funny to think that now, though. 2020 hasn't really been anybody's year. Pandemics, anger, frustration, job loss. But that's okay. Because like a phoenix rises from the ashes, I'm going to rise too. And it means a lot to me that you're coming on this journey with me. Because I will get down below 300 again. And my ultimate goal eventually is to see 199.9. That's right. Under 200 pounds. And it's going to happen. And I want to put it out there for everyone so that maybe I can encourage someone else to help. You hear that? Not to help, I'm sorry. They can help because, my goodness, I think I'm about to get attacked by the animals. I want to encourage other people to do their journey as well. And I want to accept other people's encouragement. I'm tired of ignoring myself. I'm tired of thinking I can do it all by myself. So why not invite the entire world with me? So, let's do this thing. Let's be better people together. We got this. I know we do. Now the animal's about to get frisky, so I guess I better wrap this up. So, if you want to come along on this journey with me, subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell icon if you want to be alerted every time I post. Like this video, share this video, leave comments. Let's do this thing called life together. Thanks for stopping by the nest. Thanks for being my family, my friends. It means the world to me that you're checking out my content. And until next time, I love you all.